Hey, good afternoon. From the KUOW newsroom, this is Seattle Now. I'm Patricia Murphy with a roundup of today's top stories. It's Wednesday, October 22nd. We'll start with some labor news. Seattle officials have reached a new 3-year contract with the city's Police Officers Guild. The contract will expand a narrow pilot program of unarmed crisis responders, doubling their numbers and allowing them to go to low-risk calls without a police escort. Care Department Chief Amy Barden says her crisis response teams have answered thousands of calls safely in the past 2 years, and she's celebrating the expansion.
I'm going to quote my chief of staff. When he heard about the contract yesterday, he just wrote back in all caps, "Let's go." So thank you.
Barden says the required police escort is not useful anymore. Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes said he supports the change. He also praised the contract's 13% raise for police officers this year versus last. City officials say the Police Officers Guild voted to approve the contract last weekend. It now awaits approval by the Seattle City Council. In other city business news, Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell has proposed a ban on non-compete clauses, which could make it easier to open new grocery stores where ones recently closed. These clauses typically restrict similar businesses from launching for a long period of time. Ruby DeLuna has more.
When a store closes, like the recent closure of Fred Meyer in Lake City, it doesn't mean another grocery store will replace it. That's because of restrictive covenants, a common industry practice that blocks similar businesses from taking over the old space. Grocery and pharmacy consolidations, combined with non-compete agreements, reduces residents' access to fresh, healthy foods. Mayor Harrell's proposal would prohibit such covenants in the near future. Ruby DeLuna, KUOW News.
Keep an eye out for Waymo's test fleet of cars. You can't miss all the sensors. While the California company hopes to eventually roll out driverless vehicles in the Seattle area, right now they're testing the cars with human drivers behind the wheel. Before driverless taxi service can even happen, state law needs to create a process for paid autonomous vehicle rides. Democratic State Representative Shelley Klauba has authored autonomous vehicle legislation in the past.
Right now, we have a specific program for testing, but we don't have what they'll call a path to deployment.
She wants to see more safety requirements before a driverless taxi service is allowed. The cars are being tested in Bellevue as well. Both Seattle and Bellevue transportation officials say they would support future state rules that allow safe, regulated driverless cars. Washington's health insurance marketplace is giving people a sneak peek at the higher premiums they're likely to pay next year. Tax credits that have helped some people afford their plans are set to expire. That, combined with higher overall healthcare costs, will boost premiums by an expected 20% on average. These insurance subsidies are at the center of the government shutdown fight. Democrats demand they be extended, while Republicans insist they won't negotiate until the government is open again. Washington officials say more than 216,000 people in our state are eligible for those tax credits. They say the price hikes will mean about 80,000 Washingtonians will go without insurance. Speaking of the federal shutdown, this week we passed the 3-week mark. Today, Washington state legislators argued about the best solution. Joshua McNichols has more on that story.
Emily Randall represents the Olympic Peninsula in Congress. She says the shutdown is about health care. She's demanding the renewal of Obamacare benefits that will expire on January 1st without congressional action.
We already had expensive health care, and what this administration has done and what the Republicans in Congress have rubber stamped have been drastic, life-changing cuts to the programs that our neighbors across the state rely on.
But Republicans say Obamacare doesn't work. Michael Bumgardner represents parts of Spokane County.
The solution is not to borrow ever more money that our grandkids are going to have to pay back to pay for a broken and very expensive system that the Democrats created.
The benefits being discussed help keep health insurance costs down for people buying coverage on the open market. That's about 3% of the state population. Joshua McNichols, KUOW News.
Get ready for some big rainy, windy weather. The National Weather Service is warning of an atmospheric river arriving tomorrow night and hanging around on Friday. Dana Felton with the National Weather Service says we definitely need the rain.
We're significantly behind, not only for the month. We've only gotten about half our normal rainfall for October so far, and for the year we're way behind. We're like in the top 5 driest years up to this point.
Felton says the storm system could dump an inch of rain on the Seattle metro area, more in the Olympics. Over the weekend, places like Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass could get some of their first measurable snow of the season. And as the weather turns, it's getting harder to camp on the streets of Tacoma. That city's council voted last night to expand a public camping ban. The updated ordinance will bar people from camping or storing their belongings in areas like public schools, libraries, or parks. It also says those who violate the law could be referred to a community court or mental health court. Supporters of the bill say it will help increase safety and access to social services. Opponents argue the changes criminalize homelessness and do nothing to address the lack of shelter. Next time on Seattle Now, we'll visit the scariest haunted house in the city, the Georgetown Morgue, where a lot of people turn back before ever going inside.
And we try to get one element of every person's fears. I would say on an evening, on a busy night, we have more than 40 people leave the front without coming in. They are so hyped up that they're not even going to come in the door.
Hear that Thursday morning. And that's all for today from the KUOW newsroom in Seattle. Our producer is Brooklyn Jamerson Flowers, and I'm Patricia Murphy. Seattle Now and KUOW are members of the NPR network. See ya.